I'm hard at work remaking my all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman video series. But after thinking it over, I decided that I should do something newer and shorter. And that's all versions of Hulk versus all versions of Broly, which you would already know if you read the title of this video. Now it should be noted that unlike DC, Marvel has much fewer and less greater speed feats. But I did find enough to prove that Hulk should be able to keep up with Broly in these fights.
He's even battled the warrior god Thor, who has thousands of years of combat experience and is fast enough to cross the universe in about 5 seconds, nearly 300 quadrillion times the speed of light.
But for the most part, Broly's and Hulk's speed feats can only be scaled by going off of other characters. Aside from a few things like that one time Broly destroyed a galaxy or a quarter of the universe in 30 years.
The average galaxy has roughly 30 kiloparsecs dense with matter. 0.003 of 1 parsec is 1 light year in density. 30 kiloparsecs has similar density of 8 trillion light years. For Boo to destroy 30 kiloparsecs worth of matter in 87,600 hours, for each hour, he has to be traveling at least 785 billion times the speed of light.
Aside from both being very strong, and getting stronger depending on how angry they get, Broly and Hulk really don't have that many similarities between them. Hulk can regenerate and adapt to situations Broly can't. Broly can fly, and most versions of Hulk can't. Aside from throwing things, Hulk only has one ranged attack, and that's his Thunderclap, while Broly can shoot out a whole bunch of Ki Blast. Anyways, that's really all you need to know about the abilities of these characters for now, so let's get on with power scaling to different versions of these characters, going weakest to strongest. Let's start with suppressed base form Broly and base form Bruce Banner. Now you might think that this is a complete stomp for Broly, but Banner has invented a few things that will help him out in this fight. First, let's go over Broly. It's never made clear how powerful he is in his suppressed base form, but we know he is at least at the average Saiyan fighting level, meaning his power level should be somewhere from 1 to 2k. It's more than likely he's closer to 1k because his father referred to him as a weak Saiyan. Just like most Saiyans, along with most characters in Dragon Ball who can fight, he's strong, can fly, and shoot Ki Blast, meaning he's somewhere between moon level and large planet level. As it is written in one of the guidebooks, it takes someone with a power level of 10,000 to blow up a planet. But what can Bruce Banner do? Well, he has invented a shield that's strong enough to block attacks from Dr. Doom. He has also invented a gun that can send people through time. If we use the rule of battlefield removal equaling victory, then Bruce Banner could probably use this gun to defeat every single version of Broly. Well, it looks like the video is over. Bruce Banner just took out every single version of Broly. Now let's get to the credits. Okay, calm down, obviously I'm joking. Even if we do include the rule of battlefield removal, this doesn't automatically give Bruce Banner the victory. After all, he has to hit Broly with it. So how would a fight between Bruce Banner and base form suppressed Broly go down? Bruce's shield definitely can protect him for a little bit, and if he used his gun, then through the rule of battlefield removal, Bruce Banner would claim the victory. But the average Saiyan is far faster than the average human, so it's far more likely that base form Broly would come out on top. Bruce Banner might not even have the chance to activate his shield, let alone use his gun. So let's move on to the live-action versions of the Hulk and the cartoon versions of the Hulk. 2003 Hulk is the weaker of the two live-action versions of the Hulk. He can rip apart tanks, jump up high, and regenerate. At most, he's city level, going off the blast he tanked at the end of the movie. Now granted, he was in a weakened state at the time because his father absorbed his energy from him, but even if we assume that his father sucked out 99% of his power, then this is still a clear stomp for base form Broly. City level times 100 is nowhere near moon level. As for the cartoon versions of the Hulk, they all suck. Whether it's the one from Avengers Assemble, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Hulk vs. Thor, or Hulk vs. Wolverine, none of them really have any good feats to speak of. You can scale a few of them to city level, and the version of Hulk from Avengers Assemble assemble did get super speed at one point, but unless there's something I missed, this is also a stomp for base form Broly. Let's talk about the last non-comic book version of Hulk, MCU Hulk. This live-action version of the Hulk has a lot of things we can pull from. It's even implied that he's the same Hulk from the 2003 movie. It's not 100% confirmed, but he can do everything that version of Hulk can do, and more. In Avengers 2, with the assistance of Iron Man, they destroyed the floating island of Sokovia. This destructive feat has been calculated at 163.4 gigatons of TNT. Okay, so we got MCU Hulk to island level, but it's still nowhere near moon level. But it's stated by one of the showrunners that after Wanda cast her spell on the Hulk, that eventually, as his anger grew, he would have destroyed the planet.
Wanda has basically entered Banner's mind and created a Hulk out of control. And so this is exactly what the Veronica technology was developed for, to encapsulate him so that he doesn't destroy the planet.
They didn't say he would destroy the planet in one hit, just over time he would have destroyed the planet. Which is pretty impressive, but it still doesn't put him on the same level as the average Saiyan. However, in Thor Ragnarok, Hulk seemed convinced that he could take on Surtur. This same Surtur destroyed Asgard, which is considered to be the size of a planet by many people. But Hulk is pretty dumb, so just because he thought he could win, doesn't mean he could actually win.
I'll stop you, moron!
There's a very good reason as to why Thor told him to stop.
Hulk, stop! Just for once in your life, don't smash! Big monster!
Throughout the MCU movies, Hulk has fought Thor 2 times and made him bleed each time. This same Thor tanked the energy of a white dwarf star for several seconds. But this doesn't make Thor or Hulk a starbuster. It wasn't the full energy of the star, just a small part of it. However, it should be noted that a dwarf star has far more energy than a normal star. I know it may sound like I just made that up, but trust me, you can look it up. You could make the argument that this is at the very least planet level, but people have done the calculations on this feat and it came out to 855 gigatons per second, which is only about small country level, but it's small country level per second. So I would put this feat at roughly continent level. Now some of you might bring up the speed of the Bifrost, and how Helena chased after Thor and Loki as they were going through it. Thor is slower than Helena, but he was keeping up with her in their battle. But I consider this to be an outlier because Hulk has shown no major speed feats throughout the entire MCU. Plus, this is a travel speed feat and not a fighting speed feat. Check out this video from Surfbone if you want to know more about the different types of speed feats. Quicksilver wasn't able to get out of the way of those bullets in time, and he's much faster than Thor and Hulk. MCU Hulk could beat Broly if he had the Infinity Gauntlet, but I think that's a little too much outside help. I ain't gonna give the Dragon Balls to Broly to help him in any of these fights, so I'm not gonna give the Infinity Stones to Hulk. Wow, base form Broly has been really doing well up to this point, but it's time to move on to the heavy hitters from the comics, starting with Joe Fixit, aka the Grey Hulk. He's not as smart as Bruce Banner, but he's smarter than the Hulk. He's kind of the guy who's in between the two personalities. He's also weakened by sunlight, making him the opposite of Superman. He's also the only Hulk I know of to lose a fight to the Thing, but he lost to a more powerful version of the Thing who was amped and spiky. But not only was Grey Hulk holding his own against this more powerful version of the Thing, he was also being weakened by sunlight at the time. He has a few busting feats, but let's talk about his best one, that time he smashed a planet into pieces. Now it was called an asteroid, but it was 2 times bigger than the Earth, so to me it's a planet. Due to the speed this thing was going, it would take Grey Hulk 1,000 times the power to destroy. On top of that, just like the Hulk, he also gets stronger the angrier he gets, but to a much lesser extent. In his fight with Wolverine, it's stated that his regeneration got faster and faster the more injuries he took. He even resisted being turned into stone, presumably from his regeneration abilities. Let's get back to base form Broly. Due to how fast Piccolo's ki blast reached the moon, and how fast the light from the explosion reached Earth, a normal Saiyan should be around the speed of light because most of them were stronger than Piccolo around this time. But Joe Fixit has kept up with characters like Thor, and Thor is fast enough to travel across the galaxy in seconds. Even if we high eyeball Piccolo's moonbusting feat to large planet level and say that base form Broly is 3 times stronger than him, he just can't keep up with Grey Hulk, who should be faster and can regenerate on top of that. Joe Fixit, you may have been the first Hulk to lose a fight to the Thing, but at least you were the first Hulk to beat Broly. But that busting feat, along with his healing abilities, won't allow him to win a fight against false legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Okay, so that's not what it's officially called, but I don't know the name of it. It's a form where he has dark blue hair, not to be confused with Super Saiyan God Blue. In this form, he kept up with base form Goku, and took a kick to the back of the head from Super Saiyan Vegeta, and barely flinched. At this point, Super Saiyan Vegeta was at least large star level, considering he was beneath Super Perfect Cell in terms of power, and Super Perfect Cell was the first confirmed character in Dragon Ball Z to be a solar system buster.
Wow.
And that's only if we go off of the anime alone. Keep in mind, the movies have their own canon, and the Z fighters are much stronger in the movies. Just a quick heads up, I'm gonna be lowballing this version of Broly, just scaling him off of the anime, along with the next 2 versions of Broly, which is regular Super Saiyan Broly and Bio Broly, but I'll explain why I'm doing this at the end of the video. But don't worry, I'm not gonna be lowballing legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So it's time that we move on to Green Hulk, aka Savage Hulk. Of course, there was that time pre-retcon Beyonders said that Hulk's power was limitless, but even then we can't just say Hulk wins because of this, mainly because that's a no limits fallacy. We need to find out how strong he is at his angriest.
But why?
Because the pre-retcon Beyonder was probably referring to Hulk's power as limitless because Hulk gets stronger the angrier he gets. He was able to one-shot Captain Marvel, who is at the very least a starbuster. Tyler from the Imaginary Access did a video where he went over every single canon fight between Thor and Hulk. Hulk normally lost to the guy, or he was even with him, but he did beat Thor a few times. And Thor makes the speed of light look like a statue. So if anyone wants to comment about how Broly is just too fast for the Hulk, shove it. But one of his most impressive feats was when he won a fight against the Red Hulk. Red Hulk is one of the most downplayed villains in Marvel. You see, in a fight between Sentry and the World War Hulk, aka World Breaker Hulk, Hulk, despite holding back, won, and then got even angrier. His power was zapped away by a satellite and given to General Ross, and General Ross used that power to turn himself into the Red Hulk. Sentry at the bare minimum has the power of 1 million exploding suns. Believe it or not, the sun exploding isn't star level, because the blast they emit will destroy stars that are even close to them. The power of a supernova is closer to being small solar system level. Solar system level is not as great as small solar system level times 1 million. So Green Hulk takes the win, and I want to make this clear, I'm not saying Savage Hulk is above World Breaker Hulk. I'll explain this in more detail later on in the video. He would also win a fight against normal Super Saiyan Broly. Yes, Broly does indeed have a normal Super Saiyan form in the second movie he showed up in. In this form, he took on SSJ Gohan, and yes, it has been confirmed that Gohan was in his Super Saiyan 2 form. Yes, adult Gohan did lose this transformation in the anime and the manga, but the movies exist in their own timeline, so it's logical to assume that normal Super Saiyan Broly should be around large solar system level. Bio Broly is weaker than legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Now he does have one new power, he can grow to be as tall as a building, but he also has a weakness to water. He was struggling with Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks, along with Android 18. Unlike the last 2 ways he was epically defeated, this time a bunch of water was poured on him and he turned into a statue. God, I hate this movie so much. So now I think it's time to move on to Broly's legendary Super Saiyan form. Unlike the last few versions of Broly we went over, this guy is on a whole new level. From when he was born to when he was 30, he destroyed South Galaxy, which could be just a galaxy or a quarter of the universe, because DBZ is very vague about the term galaxy. For now, let's lowball it to just galaxy level. Now, in order to destroy a galaxy over 30 years, it would require Broly to destroy multiple solar systems every single day. This easily makes Broly constellation level. And yes, I know this is not a term on the Versus wiki, it's just something I came up with. It's above large solar system level, but below small galaxy level. Basically, to bust a constellation, you would have to bust multiple solar systems that are several light years apart. Now, being stronger than a guy who is stronger than a guy with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns is indeed impressive. But even if we say that Hulk had the power of 1,000,000,000 exploding suns, he wouldn't even have close to the power needed to take down Broly. Constellation level is just stupidly above solar system level, up to the point that it's not even close. So let's go back to Green Hulk to see if there's some feats I missed that will give him the win. In his fight with the demon known as the Nameless One, they destroyed the universe they were in. By the way, I know this character's name is also Nightcrawler, but there's an X-Men with the same name, so I just call him the Nameless One so you guys don't get confused. Even if we highball legendary Super Saiyan Broly and say he could destroy the universe over a few years, that's still not as fast as Green Hulk destroyed a universe in his battle with the Nameless One. Now you might say that universe was just a small one, but Hulk has also punched through a time storm. No, I do not know how you scale this, but I thought I should bring it up. We also have that time Red Hulk defeated a Watcher, and that time Green Hulk defeated Onslaught, who, by the way, around this time could easily take down Juggernaut. Hulk's strength has even been compared to a Dark Celestial. Keep in mind that only a few Dark Celestials were able to take on Lifebringer Galactus, who's much more powerful than normal Galactus. Tyler from the Imaginary Axis has done a pretty good video breaking down just how powerful Galactus is. During a time he was starving to death, his body was going to be used to create a bomb that could destroy 2 universes. I could go on, but I think I made it clear that Green Hulk would win against legendary Super Saiyan Broly. But Jar, legendary Super Saiyan Broly actually has infinite power, because I have a statement about how the Dragon Ball universe is infinite in size. Aww, that's cute. Marvel has many more statements about how their universe is infinite in size. Now personally, whenever I hear a statement about how a universe is infinite in size, I just scale it to the size of our universe. Because often, whenever you see a statement about how this fictional universe is infinite in size, you can also find a statement about how it's the same size as our own universe. I'm not saying this is how you should do power scaling, I'm just saying this is how I do power scaling. Because if a universe is infinite in size, then destroying 2 universes is just infinity times 2, which is still infinity.
The Savage Hulk once obliterated an entire universe with a thunderclap and bloodied Hyperion with a single punch. The same Hyperion who survived the collision of 2 universes unscathed.
But if you believe that both the Marvel and the Dragon Ball universe are infinite in size, then destroying the universe immediately is a lot more impressive than destroying it over time. But I don't want to downplay legendary Super Saiyan Broly too much. As I've said before, Broly destroyed a quarter of the universe over 30 years. This would require him to bust multiple galaxies every single day. Please keep in mind that a lot of those days he was under mind control, so he wasn't blowing up anything. He was also a baby, a toddler, a child, or a young adult during a lot of this time. It's been confirmed that his power grows as he gets older. It's also said that he would destroy the universe, and unlike Boo, he seems to have a normal Saiyan lifespan. So now it's time that we move on from the Dragon Ball Z movies to talk about the video game versions of Broly. Now there's a lot, I mean a lot of versions of video game Broly. He gets more impressive forms like Legendary Super Saiyan 2, Legendary Super Saiyan 3, and of course Legendary Super Saiyan 4, along with a Great Ape form. If the normal Super Saiyan multipliers work the same way as Legendary Super Saiyan multipliers, then Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Broly would be twice as powerful as Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Legendary Super Saiyan 3 Broly would be 4 times more powerful than Legendary Super Saiyan 2 Broly. Legendary Super Saiyan Great Ape Transformation Broly would be 10 times more powerful than Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. And, oh god, Super Saiyan 4. The Super Saiyan transformation with the most controversy around it. Some people think it's 10 times more powerful than Super Saiyan 3, and other people think it's 100 times more powerful than Super Saiyan 3, and some people scale it even higher. I'll let you decide the multipliers for yourselves. So I was gonna scale this Broly going off of Dragon Ball GT, but then I realized this version of Broly is from Dragon Ball Heroes, so I'm gonna save him for the end. But if he just had these Super Saiyan multipliers and no additional scaling, then a fight between him and Green Hulk really could go either way. I'll let you guys decide the winner of this outcome. Once characters get to universe level, it's really hard to scale them. However, if you want to scale legendary Super Saiyan 4 Broly to Super Saiyan 4 Goku at the end of GT, then yeah, he would definitely defeat Green Hulk. You see, Dragon Ball Heroes came out before Dragon Ball Super or the Dragon Ball Battle of Gods movie, but it did come out after Dragon Ball GT, and legendary Super Saiyan 4 Broly fought against Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and 3 other people. So at the very least, legendary Super Saiyan 4 Broly is above Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but they are in the same ballpark of power. So for now, let's scale Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now there's a lot of controversy around the scaling of GT. Some people even put GT Goku above Super Goku. Now I personally wouldn't put him that high, but power scaling is subjective, so scale these characters however you want. At the end of Dragon Ball Z, it was stated that Kid Buu over time would have destroyed the entire macrocosm, which includes the universe, heaven, hell, the realm of the Kais, and so much more. GT Goku in his base form fought against General Rildo, who was stated to be as powerful as Majin Buu. When Super Saiyan Vegito fought against Super Buu was trying to destroy the universe by colliding it with alternate dimensions. Kid Goku in his base form when he fought against Cell and Frieza, just him powering up not only shook hell, but heaven as well. I could go on, but this is just base Goku in his child form. So when you factor in all the Super Saiyan multipliers, yeah, he's easily high multiversal. And don't forget, legendary Super Saiyan 4 Broly is even stronger than him. So let's move on to the next version of Hulk, Infernal Hulk. This Hulk is from an alternate universe where Dr. Banner became the Sorcerer Supreme. He ripped the Hulk out of his body and sent him to hell. Hulk over many years was corrupted by the infernal energies of hell, turning him into the Infernal Hulk. He took on Green Hulk and was clearly winning, and it was stated by Sorcerer Supreme Banner that only the Eye of Agamotto was able to destroy him, but this would overload the Eye of Agamotto and destroy it as well. Keep in mind, the Eye of Agamotto has dealt with beings like Dormammu without being overloaded. Also, just like Red Hulk, Infernal Hulk has fire powers as well. And that's cool. So how powerful is Dormammu? Well, his powers are magic-based, and he caught a bullet that was designed to negate magic. He's also been hit with all the magic in the universe and got back up. He turned Green Hulk into a crystal. He has destroyed and absorbed multiple universes. I could go on, but I think I've proven that Dormammu is at least high multiversal. So logically speaking, Infernal Hulk would also be high multiversal. So who wins a fight between a high multiversal Infernal Hulk and a high multiversal legendary Super Saiyan 4 Broly? I'll let you guys decide. I'm not going to try to do the exact calculations to figure out which of the two is stronger. I don't think enough people care about a fight like this. Could you imagine Death Battle doing a video on this? Next time on Death Battle, Infernal Hulk versus Super Saiyan 4 Broly! The big problem with deciding a winner is that there's just not enough information on these two characters. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments from Dragon Ball fans about how Super Saiyan 4 Broly is extra dimensional, and a lot of comments from Marvel fans about how Dormammu is extra dimensional. I've also even seen arguments about how Dormammu is hyperversal, but I'll get to that at the end of the video. So let's move on to the not very well known Dragon Ball Fusions Broly. This game came out in 2016, so it came out after Dragon Ball Super was released. Even Goku Black is in this game. This version of Broly fuses with Dragon Ball Super Goku, and he also has an Ozaru transformation. There are characters in GT from this game, so he should be above Super Saiyan 4 Broly. As many of you are well aware, fusion is a pretty big multiplier. It's not just one character plus another character. Super Buu was more powerful than Mystic Gohan, and Mystic Gohan was more powerful than Super Saiyan 3 Goku around this time. Yet Super Saiyan Vegito was easily stomping him. Personally, I believe that the fusion of Goku and Broly should be somewhere below Merge Zamasu. Keep in mind, while this is Super Goku, he's only in his Super Saiyan form, which is significantly below Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken times 20. Even if the fusion between when Goku and Broly went into their Great Ape form, they would still be below Merge Zamasu. Anyways, let's move on to Doc Green and Professor Hulk. They are both not only strong but smart. It's hard to say which one is stronger, but Doc Green is for sure smarter, so let's start with him. He has contended with the Red Hulk multiple times. He took on Hulk's son Scar, who was able to take on a hulked out Thor. Unlike other Hulks, he's a skilled fighter. He's been trained by Iron Fist and can even use the Iron Fist technique. But other than that, he's pretty close to the power level of the normal Green Hulk. Now Iron Fist is a pretty skilled fighter, but I don't think he's as skilled as Goku. So as impressive as this fusion between Hulk and Banner is, I'm gonna give the gold medal to the fusion of Goku and Broly. As for Professor Hulk, he has casually taken down Juggernaut. His thunderclap affected characters like Hercules, who's a rival to Thor, as well as many other heavy hitters in Marvel. But by far his most impressive feat was when he took on a Warrior Madness Thor, who is 10 times stronger than base form Thor. According to one statement, he might be even more powerful than Green Scar Hulk, but I disagree with this. Thor is capable of destroying the Marvel Universe, which is roughly 10,000 times bigger than our own. You multiply that times 10 and that is about 100,000 universes. And before you say that Super Goku is extra dimensional or something, Thor also has his own extra dimensional scaling as well. Once again, this fight is too close to call, so I'll let you guys pick a winner. An honorable mention goes to a version of Hulk who is possessed by an Asgardian god. He's also pretty evenly matched with Thor. Unlike the last few versions of Hulk, this Hulk has a lot of different powers. But I put him lower than the last version of Hulk because he lost to Thor. Finally, at long last, we get to the new retcon version of Broly, Dragon Ball Super Broly. You know how I said Broly's power rises depending on how angry he is? Well, this version of Broly's power raises much faster than all the other versions. He went from fighting post-Tournament of Power base form Goku, all the way to fighting Super Saiyan God Blue Gogeta. He appeared to warp reality with his sheer amount of power at one point, and I think he froze Super Saiyan God Goku with his ki or something. Even before he went into his legendary Super Saiyan form, he was knocking around Super Saiyan God Blue Goku. I will say I gotta give props to Golden Frieza for holding him off for an entire hour. Merge Zamasu wasn't as powerful as Super Saiyan God Blue Vegito, and that was before the Tournament of Power. So Broly is clearly above Merge Zamasu. It's time that we move on to who many people consider to be the most powerful version of Hulk, Space Punisher Hulk. He only showed up in a not very well known short story, and only for a few panels, but he defeated 6 Watchers, including Iwatu. The fight wasn't close at all. It was like a pro fighter battling against toddlers. We really don't know the true limits of this Hulk's power. Iwatu alone took on Galactus. He lost, but come on, it's Galactus. Keep in mind, even Red Hulk was able to beat a Watcher, so Space Punisher Hulk isn't that much above the other versions of Hulk as you might think. Just 2 Watchers battling against one another can threaten multiple universes all at once. So Broly can easily take on a whole bunch of guys who can easily destroy multiple universes, and Space Punisher Hulk can do the same, and we don't know the limits to both of their powers. I know you guys are getting sick of me saying this, but once again, I can't choose a winner between the two. Anyways, let's move on to Maestro. Out of all the Hulks, he is for sure the smartest. There's 2 versions of him, and the weaker one of the 2 is much stronger than Professor Hulk. The stronger of the 2 Maestros is from Earth 69-413. You might know him from the Conquest of Champions storyline. He tanked attacks from Ulik and barely flinched. Keep in mind, Ulik is equal to Thor in terms of power. He defeated Iron Hulk, who is basically Hulk and Iron Man combined. Maestro took his armor for himself, along with Captain America's shield and I think Doctor Strange's amulet. He beat the crap out of the Grandmaster, took the Iso Stone, and became the new god of Battle World. Keep in mind, even the Elders of the Universe thought the power of the Iso Stone was impressive. The stone gives Maestro major mind hacks powers. Even people with resistance to mind hacks are still affected by the Iso Stone. It only took a little technology to mind control Broly for years, so just through his hacks, Maestro beats pretty much every single version of Broly with the Iso Stone. But now let's move on to the most powerful version of Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Heroes Broly. Now I know what you're thinking, wait a second Char, didn't you already power scale this guy earlier in the video? Well, that version of Super Saiyan 4 Heroes Broly came out before Dragon Ball Super was released. The scaling in the Dragon Ball Heroes anime is just insane. If you've seen my video where I power power-scaled Mecha Cooler, then you should have a vague idea just how powerful the characters in Dragon Ball Heroes are. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly one-shot both Golden Mecha Cooler and Golden Frieza. In his legendary Super Saiyan 4 form, he was pretty evenly matched with Super Saiyan 3 Cumber. But just how powerful is Super Saiyan 3 Cumber? Well, Cumber in his base form, while he was also being suppressed, fought against Capsule Corp Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Most Dragon Ball power scalers consider Capsule Corp Goku to be the strongest version of Goku there is. The Supreme Kai of Time is considered to be one of the weakest characters in Dragon Ball Heroes, and she's capable of holding the entire Dragon Ball multiverse with her strength alone. Keep in mind, this is not just infinite universes, it's infinite macrocosms. She can even create timelines and merge them together. Capsule Corp Goku is stronger than Mira, and his power is stated to transcend time. His self-destruction was stated that it would destroy all of existence. Demigra was stated to have the power to not only destroy the infinite multiverse, but the real world as well. Oh, I should probably explain that. Yeah, the world of Dragon Ball Heroes actually takes place inside a video game. Capsule Corp Goku is above all the characters I previously mentioned. There are some people that even argue he's straight up outerversal. But when he fought against base form Cumber, he realized the only way for him to win was to fuse with Vegeta. After they fused, Super Saiyan God Blue Vegito was actually losing in his fight with base form Cumber. Vegito had to pull out Kaioken just to push Cumber back. Cumber goes into his Golden Ape form and is the first character ever to defeat Vegito. Then Cumber in his Super Saiyan 3 form proceeds to fight against Super Saiyan 4 Xenoverse Gogeta. Oh, and Super Saiyan 4 Broly defeated both Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Oh wait, sorry, there was a typo in my script. It wasn't Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it was Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Gogeta. Limit Breaker is basically an Ultra Instinct boost on top of Super Saiyan 4. So yeah, Dragon Ball Heroes Broly is, pretty impressive. Anyways, let's put him up against the second to last version of Hulk, World War Hulk, aka World Breaker Hulk. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait a second, Jar. Didn't you say that Green Scar beat Red Hulk? Or didn't Red Hulk have all of his powers or something? Well, you see, World Breaker Hulk was holding back that entire time. And also, Red Hulk has a very big flaw to his power. The angrier he gets, the hotter he gets, which can negate his healing abilities. As I stated before, he took on Sentry, who has the power of 1 million exploding suns. But the thing is, not only was World War Hulk holding back against him, but Sentry also has a calming effect on the Hulk, which would depower him a little. After their battle was over, he got even angrier. The X-Men Darwin could adapt to things like the death touch of Hela, but he couldn't adapt against the Green Scar's power. World War Hulk even took on the Ghost Rider, while Ant-Man was weakening him from the inside. Hulk's son Scar was able to contend with a hulked out Thor, but when he fought against his father, the World Breaker Hulk, he was easily defeated. Now Scar has a brother known as Hero Kala. He is stated to be several thousand times more powerful than his brother Scar, and World Breaker Hulk also defeated him. World Breaker Hulk has also fought against Skyfathers like Zeus. Zeus is on the same level as Odin, and Odin in his fight with Seth nearly destroyed the entire infinite multiverse. Zeus only won because he depowered the Hulk. He knew if he fought him in a fair fight, he would die. Later on, World Breaker Hulk fought against an amped Fing Fang Foom. This Fing Fang Foom was radiating energy 17 times stronger than one of Hercules' attacks. Now, this is not to say that Fing Fang Foom is 17 times stronger than Hercules, just the energy radiating off of him is 17 times stronger than one of Hercules' attacks. Hulk, along with Red She-Hulk, casually one-shot him. When World Breaker Hulk entered the Dark Dimension and fought against the Mindless Ones, he finally revealed that this entire time, he was holding back. Just so you know, the Mindless Ones were able to make Dormammu piss his pants, and Hulk took all of them out by himself. Guys, I just gotta give this win to Dragon Ball Heroes Broly. At most, you can make the argument that World Breaker Hulk is stronger than Odin, who can destroy infinite universes. But Dragon Ball Heroes Broly is stronger than Capsule Corp Goku, and Capsule Corp Goku is above characters who are above the Supreme Kai of Time. And the Supreme Kai of Time doesn't only hold up infinite universes, but infinite macrocosms. And before you say, well, when World Breaker Hulk fought against Red She-Hulk, they nearly destroyed the entire Dark Dimension, which is a hyperversal space. Well, people have made the argument that Capsule Corp Goku is outerversal, but we'll be getting to that at the end of the video. So let's move on to the final and the strongest version of Hulk, the Immortal Hulk, aka the Devil Hulk. The Immortal Hulk took down the Avengers, which included Red Hulk, Female Thor, Hercules, Vision, Rogue, and several others. He has the ability to absorb gamma radiation, and he absorbed all the power from Red Hulk and Sasquatch. I should also note that this is not the original Red Hulk, it's a different one. This Hulk is also a lot more intelligent than the Savage Hulk, but he's nowhere near as smart as Doc Green or Professor Hulk. Both Absorbo and Rogue have tried to absorb the Devil Hulk's power. Let's just say it did not go well for them. Bruce Banner, trapped within this Hulk's mind, has stated that this Hulk cannot be stopped and cannot die. Hulk was attacked by a more powerful team of the Avengers, which included Ghost Rider, Black Panther, the Hulkbuster, Captain America, the Savage She-Hulk, which is the more powerful version of She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Thor. Hulk and Thor have fought many times before, but this is the first time Hulk ever one-shot him. The dude straight up fractured the god's skull. In a weakened state, the Immortal Hulk beat a demonic version of the Red Hulk. The Immortal Hulk did later regain all of his powers and clapped away the One Below All. Now it should be noted that this is an avatar of the One Below All, not the One Below All himself. So now that we went over every single version of Hulk and every single version of Broly, who wins in the end? Well, as I always say, power scaling is subjective, so you can scale these characters however you want. If we're going off of consistency, yeah, Broly wins for sure. Hulk just has way too many anti-feats. But there are plenty of power scalers who can make good arguments as to why Savage Hulk alone can beat every single version of Broly. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait a second, Josh, that doesn't make any sense, at least going off of your own video. You also downplay certain versions of Broly, like Bio Broly, Super Saiyan Broly, and false legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Okay, you are correct about that. I was scaling those three versions of Broly to the anime Z Fighters. If I scaled them to the movie Z Fighters, each of those versions of Broly would at least have a fraction of legendary Super Saiyan Broly's power. But the thing is, I was also downplaying characters like Savage Hulk a lot more throughout this video. I try my best to leave dimensional scaling out of my power scaling videos, but when we're talking about universes like Dragon Ball, DC, or Marvel, I just have to bring them up. If you want to understand how to power scale higher dimensions and beyond, I would highly recommend checking out this video from Surfbone. People have scaled characters like Odin and other beings above him to hyperversal, but I do think arguments like, oh, Cumber can break out of a video game console and kill a bunch of people, therefore he's high hyperversal, or the dark dimension is beyond thought, therefore it's hyperversal, or my personal favorite, Broly actually scales to people in real life because Goku had to fuse with the audience. That means he could even defeat Milkman Superman. It all just kind of ruins the fun of power scaling for me. Hardcore Dragon Ball Hero power scalers will bring up that Cumber is outerversal, but they will deny that characters like Odin are hyperversal. And Marvel power scalers will do the same for their own side, but not for the other side. Or they'll argue on which verse has the higher dimensional scaling. Odin is hyperversal. Oh yeah, well Cumber is outerversal. Oh yeah, well the One Below All is transdimensional. And it just keeps going on and on and on. I'm not an authority on this stuff, so I'll let you guys decide the winner of this outcome. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments from both Dragon Ball and Marvel fans saying I don't know how power scaling works. To me, people who power scale verses and highball them as much as they can are just as annoying as anti-power scalers who say stuff like, actually, nothing is faster than the speed of light, I just thought I should let you know. I swear, both of you are sucking out the fun of power scaling. I make power scaling videos for fun, not to beat some random guy over the internet in an argument. Anyways, now it's time for me to get started on my remake of all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. It's definitely going to be over an hour long, so it probably won't be done for a month or two. And then I will finally be able to continue fast fictional fights, starting off with Azra versus Kratos. If you guys want to see more Hulk content, I would highly recommend checking out my video on why Hulk is the most mistreated superhero in the MCU on my main channel. I would also like to give a shout out to Official Divine's video on Cumber, along with Webcam Parrot's video about the different versions of Hulk. They were a big help for the research of this video. Anyways, I'm gonna get going now. See you guys next time. Whoa now, I almost forgot about one more Hulk. It's the Hulk that Eren Yeager hates the most, Titan Hulk. Someone came up with a brilliant idea of Hulk hulking out, and they made Claw. who was really lame. But then they came up with a much better idea, Titan Hulk. Titan Hulk was created by Bruce Banner separating his consciousness from the Hulk. He was controlling the Hulk's body by putting his mind in a simulation where he fought wave after wave of powerful enemies. This version of Hulk is referred to as Starship Hulk. He's basically the strongest version of Savage Hulk. One of the opponents Starship Hulk fought inside his consciousness was an entire army of Hulkbusters. Starship Hulk later fought an even bigger army of abominations. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, he also fought a hulked out Galactus. Titan Hulk later ended up on a planet full of Hulks from across the multiverse. These Hulks have a game that they call God Ball. Basically, they jump to a neighboring world, smash it down until they can get it as small as they can, and then they bring it back so they can throw it at asteroids and see how many they can destroy. Yep, to these Hulks, planet busting is just a game. Some of the Hulks on this planet are as strong as Worldbreaker Hulk, and when Titan Hulk showed up, he took them all on at once. Even Doctor Strange showed up to help out the army of Hulks, and they couldn't even scratch him. Titan Hulk sucked up the gamma energy from the other Hulks, amping himself up even more, and Doctor Strange summoned a very powerful entity known as Despair. Despair referred to Titan Hulk as Master, and he revealed that the Titan Hulk's power comes from the one below all himself. It truly seemed like no one could stop this rampaging monster, until Bruce Banner and Hulk worked together from within his psyche and shut the Titan Hulk's powers down. Titan Hulk has been confirmed to be the most powerful version of Hulk yet. Unfortunately, we don't know the limits of his power. I'm sure Hulk will get even more impressive forms in the future, along with Broly. Maybe I'll do a full breakdown of Titan Hulk vs Dragon Ball Heroes Broly in the future. All I ask is that you get this video to 3,000 likes. Anyways, I would like to thank all my supporters on Patreon. You guys really help me pay the bills. I'm gonna try to finish up my video on all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. So I'll see you all next time.